Hey, what is up, guys? Joseph here, and this is going to be my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2020. Before I get into the actual list, here are my 3 honorable mentions. I wasn't really anticipating this movie at all before the trailer was released. When the trailer was released, I thought it looks like it looks better than what I was expecting. Then again, I wasn't expecting much because I love Scooby Doo. That's one of the things I was raised on. It's one of the many things I was raised on. But really, most of the Scooby Doo movies aren't all that great. Going back and rewatching them as an adult, they just don't hold up. The only one that I will consider a great movie is the Scooby Doo one, Zombie Island. That's the closest to perfection the Scooby Doo franchise has ever gotten to that I have seen. I don't know how many daggum movies. I'm talking about the movies. I'm not talking about the shows or anything like that. I'm talking about the movies. As far as the movies go, Zombie Island is the be-all, end-all of the Scooby-Doo movies, as far as I'm concerned. But, I mean, it doesn't look like anywhere near the worst of the Scooby-Doo movies. My second and third honorable mention, I'm combining them together because the trailers for these movies haven't sold me. It's Soul and Onward. Disney and Pixar's Soul and Onward coming out next year. The trailers haven't really sold me. Usually, in the past, Pixar's trailers, they've never really sold me on their movies. Inside Out, the trailers didn't sell me. I ended up loving Inside Out. Coco, the same thing. The trailers did not do anything for me. I thought it was going to be one of the worst movies of the year and all that kind of stuff. It ended up becoming one of, if not my favorite Pixar movie ever, all time. But that's a list. So that's going to be a ranking video for another day. I'm going to end up doing that one. I don't know. I'll probably wait until after Soul and Onward are released, and then I'll do the ranking Pixar movies. But that, like I said, Coco is one of, if not my favorite Pixar movie, and the trailers didn't sell me. So just because the trailers haven't really sold me on Onward and Soul doesn't really mean they're going to be good or bad. I don't know. They're Pixar, so the bar is incredibly high. Number 10, The Eternals. This is the first MCU movie that I have not known anything about since Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy was the first one that I hadn't even heard of before that movie came out. And The Eternals is like right in that category as well. I don't know anything about them. It's got a pretty good cast. Angelina Jolie, Richard Madden. It's a Marvel movie. I'm expecting it to be good. Number 9. I actually liked Venom. I know a lot of people that didn't. Then again, I watched it after all the hate and all of that, and I heard how bad it was, so maybe my expectations were lowered. I don't know. I've only seen it once, but I did like it. But there's Venom 2. Especially with Carnage finally getting a movie. I'm so freaking excited, and Woody Harrelson playing Cletus Cassidy. Bring it. I want it right now. Number 8, A Quiet Place 2. The first one I loved. It was a pleasant surprise. I did not expect it to be really any good. John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, all of them were great. With the first one ending in that cliffhanger with Krasinski's death and Emily Blunt and their children finally figuring out how to defeat those monsters, I'm really excited for A Quiet Place 2. Number 7,
Mulan.
Honestly, don't know what to expect. There's not going to be any Mu Shu, so I'm curious how that's going to play out in the movie. I'm not 100% sure. I know they've confirmed 100% that Mu Shu is not going to be in the movie. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe I heard that they're not going to have the I'll Make a Man Out of You song from the animated movie. If that's true, oh boy. But with the movie looking like it is based on, not necessarily based on the Disney animated movie, but mainly based on the legend of Mulan, the Chinese legend, actually really excited. And I know I've gotten hate for this in the past. I'm actually a fan of most keyword most of the Disney live action adaptations. I liked Cinderella. I liked The Jungle Book. I liked what's the Beauty and the Beast. I liked. Those are the three that I can think of right now. I haven't seen Aladdin and Dumbo. I haven't seen Lady and the Tramp, so I can't really comment on those three. I hated The Lion King. I hated Maleficent, and I hated Alice in Wonderland. I believe that's all that have been done, if I'm remembering correctly. So maybe not like most of them, but I like some of them. Most of the ones. I don't even know where I'm going to go from there. But Mulan, I'm really looking forward to Mulan. I'm sure it's going to be, at the very least, decent movie if I can get through this and talk without stuttering. Number 6, Conjuring 3. I think the subtitle is The Devil Made Me Do It. I think is what they've announced being the subtitle. I'm really looking forward to this movie. I'm just really worried because James Wan isn't coming back to direct it. Instead, it's going to be the same guy who did the daggum Curse of La Llorona, La whatever the daggum movie was. And that's probably the worst movie I've seen this year. I hated the daggum movie, and I'm really nervous because I don't know if it's going to turn out the same way, because the first Conjuring, second Conjuring, great horror movies. Two of the greatest horror movies of this since the turn of the millennium. And I'm just really worried that it's... Oh, man. I hope I'm wrong, because, I mean... we still got Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga still coming back. Their chemistry, I'm sure, will be just fine as always. But I'm just really worried with that daggum director chair. Oh boy, you just have to wait and see how this plays out. But I'm really excited for it. I doubt it's going to be any worse than The Curse of La Llorona, because it's, in terms of that little franchise, the Conjuring universe, that movie is by far the worst movie in the whole franchise. But yeah, Conjuring 3, excited for it, but really nervous for it too. Number 5, Birds of Prey. To be honest, the trailers haven't really done all that much for me. I'm excited for it because it's Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, which is one of the best things of Suicide Squad. I'm excited for Ewan McGregor playing Black Mask, but I honestly don't know what to expect. Margot Robbie alone as Harley Quinn is enough to sell me on this movie. Number 4, Godzilla vs. King Kong, or Godzilla vs. Kong. Sorry. Do I have to say any more than Godzilla vs. Kong? But I mean, I thought Godzilla 2014, it was fine. I didn't love it, didn't hate it. I liked Kong Skull Island. I haven't seen Godzilla King of Monsters, I believe is the subtitle. The Godzilla movie that came out this year, I haven't seen it. I've heard mixed reviews on it, so I'm not gonna comment on it whether I liked it or hated it. I learned a long time ago not to say if I liked it or hated it if I hadn't seen it. I learned that lesson a long time ago. But I mean, Godzilla versus Kong, I'm super excited for.
Number 3.
Bond 25. I'm not. No Time to Die, I believe is the title. I've just called it Bond 25 for quite a bit. Let me look it up real quick. Probably should have done this before I started recording, but hey, while I'm looking this up, Bond 25. I loved Casino Royale. I'm not been a big fan of. I've never been a super fan of James Bond before Daniel Craig. I saw some of the Sean Connery movies, saw some of the Roger Moore, and I saw GoldenEye. They were fun. I never really gravitated towards them though. Yeah, Bond 25's title is No Time to Die, which is what I thought. But No Time to Die, super excited for. I loved the Casino Royale. I loved Skyfall. I've only seen Quantum of Solace once, but I remember liking it. I'm probably gonna rewatch it just before the No Time to Die. I'm so used to saying Bond 25, but I'm probably gonna watch all 4 of those movies before No Time to Die. Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, which I liked the first time, only time I watched it. Skyfall loved, and I haven't seen Spectre. I've heard pretty bad things about Spectre, so I'm not, like I said about Godzilla King of Monsters, I'm not going to say anything about whether I liked it or didn't like it. I've heard, like I said, I've heard, to say the least, mixed reviews, to put it nicely. But mainly towards the negative side. But yeah, Bond 25, aka No Time to Die, super excited for.
Number 2.
Black Widow is finally getting her own solo movie. Taskmaster is apparently going to be in this daggone movie. I mean, that right there. I don't know anything else about it. Minus the trailer. I mean, the trailer was good. I don't. I really don't know I don't really know what to say about Black Widow. But I mean, I'm really curious what all is going to happen in this movie because, I mean, it takes place before Endgame, obviously. I think they've said that it takes place between Civil War and Infinity War. I believe that's when they've said this movie takes place. So I'm curious what made Black Widow go from how we left her in Civil War to how we got introduced to her in Infinity War. Not really introduced, but how she you guys know what I'm saying. But yeah, Black Widow, super excited for it.
Yeah, most anticipated movie of 2020 is
Wonder Woman 1984. I do not know how Steve Trevor survived that daggone plane explosion. Even if he did, I don't know how he's the same daggum age as he was 70 years prior. I honestly do not know. That's my main, I guess, criticism of the movie going in. Maybe they'll explain it away. Maybe he's a ghost. I don't know. Maybe Diana's just seeing ghosts. I don't know. I'm excited to see Cheetah. I don't know that much about her. The only thing I've seen of Cheetah is Justice League Doom, which is an animated movie. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend it. Then again, I've only seen it once, and I remember liking it, so take that with a grain of salt. But I do remember liking Justice League Doom, and Cheetah was if I remember correctly, she was a pretty good sized role. She was one of the 5, 6 villains, 5 or 6. I can't remember how many exactly villains in that movie. But I mean, Cheetah, I'm super excited to see her come to life on the big screen. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman is like one of the main saving graces of the DCEU, so super excited for Wonder Woman. Alright guys, so that was my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2020. Let me know the movies you're looking forward to in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit that bell notification to let you know when I upload a video. Be sure to hit that share button as well. And as always, like me on Facebook, JMash97, follow me on Twitter, JMash97, follow me on Instagram at JMash_97. All of those social media links are in the description below. Mash out.